mixed up. Your tires are underinflated.
Huh?
There's not enough air in your tire.
There's air in my head?
No, your tires are flat.
Oh! Well, how do I know that?
Good question. Remove the cap from your stem and push the gauge into that stem. Read the number it ends in, and that, my girl, is your tire pressure.
Oh! Okay. So, how do I know what my right tire pressure is?
Another good question. So, Brittany, I'll tell you real quickly. Just take a moment and sit right there, and I'll tell you how, so your tires don't tear. Get on down to that side and read the number. That's your PSI.
Oh! When do I check it?
Another good question. You got a lot of those. Don't wait too long to check your pressure. Every month, 5C miles with your tire dial. Check it when it's hot. You should do not. Check it when it's cool, so you ain't a fool. 660 people die each year because their tires ain't in the clear.
But why?
You know what? My boombox just died, so we're gonna have Professor Pressure explain it. Kick it, Pressure!
Good morning, class. My name is Professor Pressure, and I'm here to explain to you why it's always important to check your tire pressure after they have cooled down, at least 3 hours after you have drove your car. Now, this is based on the molecular interactions going on inside your car, inside your tire. Now, these air molecules inside your tire are colliding with each other and with the wall of the tire. When temperatures are high just after you drove your car, these collisions are more frequent, and consequently, it will result in a higher pressure reading when you press your pressure gauge near the tire. This will give you a false reading. And when you check your pressure at lower temperatures after the tire has cooled down, these collisions are less frequent. Consequently, it will give you a more accurate reading on your pressure gauge. Now, to explain this complicated concept of molecules interacting, my colleagues and I have come up with a very scientific video to illustrate how higher temperatures results in a higher pressure. Run it. Those crazy kids in there dancing. We also have another very scientific video about how at lower temperatures, at cooler temperatures, the pressure decreases. Those kids and their crazy dancing. Now, this interaction is based off a very scientific concept called Gay-Lussac's law. This law states there's a direct relationship between pressure and temperature. When temperature increases, pressure increases. And when temperature decreases, pressure decreases. Class, are there any questions? You, up there in the front with blonde hair.
Hi, I'm Brittany. So, then what?
Well, that's a very good question, Brittany. I actually had the chance to have a conversation today with the service manager at Stoddard Auto Porsche over in Willoughby, Ohio. Gene Dibney, the service manager, told me that it's always important to fill up your tire with nitrogen gas. Now, he gave me 2 reasons for this. First, nitrogen has less moisture in it than normal air. Less moisture is good for your tires. Less moisture does not allow for decomposition. While if you filled your tires with air that had high moisture, decomposition of the rubber would be likely. Second, it's important that you always fill your tire with nitrogen gas because nitrogen resists changes to temperature. A change in 10 degrees in nitrogen, for example, only leads to a change in plus or minus 1 psi, or pounds per square inch. However, in normal air, a change in 10 degrees would cause a change in plus or minus 3 psi. Now, nitrogen consequently gives you less of a chance of having a false reading. That's why it's always important to fill your car with nitrogen gas. The National Highway Association, in fact, quoted that there are 660 deaths every year because of improper safety with your tires, for filling your tires with something other than nitrogen gas. Now, class, today I've explained to you why it's important that you always fill up your tire with nitrogen and why you should wait for 3 hours until you check the pressure. Any questions?
Now I get it.
Thank you, everyone, and class is dismissed.